The Young and the Restless spoilers. Saturday's full update, the 16th of May, 2026. Welcome back to our channel, fellow Y and R addicts. Today is a beautiful day to dive deep into the absolute madness that just unfolded on our screens. Grab your coffee or maybe something stronger because we have so much to unpack right now. I am screaming at my television right now. I literally cannot believe they actually went there with this storyline. I mean, we all knew that Victor Newman was a ruthless mastermind, but what he just pulled on Phyllis and what Phyllis is doing with Matt Clark, I am shaking. I'm sitting here typing this up at 2 in the morning because my brain will not stop spinning, and I need to get this out of my system. React first, explain later, right? That ending, that absolute mic drop of an ending at the Newman Ranch, I can't even process the sheer audacity of everyone involved in this episode. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take a breath. Okay, back to the point. Let's start from the beginning, because we need to talk about the absolute state of Phyllis Summers right now. Am I the only one who thinks Phyllis has completely lost her mind? I've been watching this show since 2015, and I have seen Phyllis do some incredibly unhinged things. Remember when she faked her own death to frame Diane? Yeah, that was wild, but this, holding an amnesiac Matt Clark hostage in a hotel room to use him as a bargaining chip against the most powerful man in Genoa City, that is top-tier soap opera madness. And honestly, I am kind of here for it. But also, I'm terrified for her, because Phyllis is feral right now. She is a cornered animal. We see her in that hotel room with Matt, and the manipulation is just off the charts. Matt is sitting there, totally confused, talking about how he feels lost and how nice it is to have her around. And Phyllis, she doesn't even blink. She just calmly tells him that the Newmans are coming for him and that they are not good people. I mean, she's not wrong about the Newmans, but look in the mirror, red. So Matt is sitting there, nursing his head injury, and he wants to go for a walk. He wants to make amends. Can you imagine Matt Clark walking around Genoa City trying to apologize to people? It would be hilarious if it wasn't so dark. But Phyllis shuts that down immediately. She tells him to stay put, relax, and she'll bring him breakfast. It's like she's keeping a pet monster in her hotel room. And the craziest part is that Matt is actually having flashbacks after she leaves. He remembers the fight at the observatory. He remembers Nick Newman attacking him. He doesn't know who Nick is or why it happened, but the memories are there, bubbling right under the surface. I swear, if Matt gets his memory back while he's locked in that room with Phyllis, things are going to go south so fast. She thinks she's the cat playing with the mouse, but she might have just locked herself in a room with a snake. I am so stressed about her going back to that room for breakfast. What if he attacks her? And then we get that scene in the lobby with Michael Baldwin. Oh, poor Michael. He looks so exhausted. He's been trying to save Phyllis from herself for weeks, dealing with all this fake AI evidence that Victor and Christine planted, and now Phyllis drops this bomb on him. I'm going to make a deal, she says. Michael looks at her like she's grown a second head. She tells him she has what Victor wants more than anything in the world, Matt Clark. And you can literally see the gears turning in Michael's head. He wants to tell her she's crazy, but he realizes it might actually work, because Victor wants Matt dead, or at least destroyed, for what he did to Nick. Using a human being as a bargaining chip to get out of corporate espionage charges, it's despicable. It's brilliant. It's so classic, Phyllis, that I almost stood up and cheered. But let's pivot, because we have to talk about what went down at the Newman Ranch. This was the scene of the episode for me. Nick and Victor, Joshua Morrow, and Eric Braden just acting their faces off. Nick is an absolute mess. We know he's been spiraling with the fentanyl and the cocaine, trying to numb the pain and the rage, but seeing him break down in front of Victor was heartbreaking. Nick is usually the good Newman, the one who tries to hold on to his morality, but he is completely broken right now. He asks Victor what's going on, and Victor, cold as ice, tells him that Adam snitched. Adam told Victor that Nick is planning to take out Matt Clark, and Victor just looks at his son and says, I forbid it. I mean, the absolute power of Victor Newman to just casually forbid a murder like he's telling a teenager they can't borrow the car. But Nick loses it. He starts screaming that Noah and Sharon almost died under his watch. The guilt is eating him alive. He screams, I can't help anyone, not even myself. This has to stop. I can't do it anymore, Dad. And my heart just shattered for him. We have to remember the history here. Nick and Sharon have been through hell and back. They lost Cassie. They've dealt with stalkers, kidnappings, you name it. For Nick to stand there and say Noah and Sharon almost died under his watch, that hits so deep. He's supposed to be their protector. When Matt lured them to that gas station, Nick failed. Adam had to save them. Adam, the brother Nick constantly judges for being the dark one. The psychological toll that is taking on Nick is massive. No wonder he's turning to the drugs. He can't cope with the reality that he is no longer the white knight of the family. But Victor doesn't offer a hug. He doesn't offer comfort. He goes straight for the jugular and brings up the drugs. Nick immediately gets defensive. I'm in control, he says. Yeah, right, Nick. You are so far from in control, it's not even funny. We all know what happens next, based on the timeline. He's going to crash his car into a cliff. But in this moment, Victor lays down the law. He tells Nick that if he kills Matt, he's going to prison for life. And then Victor drops the ultimate Newman guilt trip. All this will be yours. How can you take care of your family if you go to prison? It's always about the legacy with Victor. It's never just about Nick's soul or his well-being. It's about the empire. It's about who sits in the big chair at Newman Enterprises. I was yelling at the screen, Victor, your son is an addict who is falling apart. Maybe focus on that instead of the company. And just when the tension in that living room is thick enough to cut with a knife, who walks in? Phyllis and Michael. The timing is almost too perfect. Like, of course they show up right when Nick is having a meltdown about Matt Clark. Phyllis struts in there like she owns the place, looking Victor dead in the eye, and says her offer will shock him. Michael, playing the reluctant lawyer, asks Victor what the price is for Matt Clark. Nick, bless his heart, tries to intervene. He tells Phyllis that asking that question shows desperation. Oh, Nick, honey, you have no idea. Phyllis doesn't even flinch. She drops the nuke. I don't just know where Matt Clark is. I'm holding him captive. Boom! The look on Victor's face. He is stunned, but only for a microsecond, because Victor Newman never lets anyone have the upper hand for long. Phyllis lays out her terms. Drop the charges, get Christine off my back, and I will hand over the man who tortured your family. Do we have a deal? She asks. She really thought she had him. She really thought she had checkmated the great Victor Newman. But this is where I absolutely lost my mind. Victor doesn't just agree. He counterattacks. He looks at Phyllis, probably admiring her ruthlessness deep down, and says, you return Matt Clark and Newman Enterprises, take it or leave it. Now it's your turn. I screamed. I literally screamed, because of course Victor would do that. He set this whole thing up with the AI emails to steal Summers Corp back, and now he's using Phyllis's own hostage negotiation against her to get everything he wants. He gets his revenge on Matt, and he gets the company. It is diabolical. It is evil. It is the best television I've seen all year. I know some people are loving this Victor, this ruthless, unstoppable force of nature, but personally, I kind of feel bad for Phyllis. I know, she brings it on herself. She always does. But the way Victor and Christine have cornered her with this fake AI evidence is just so dirty. She's fighting for her life, her legacy, her daughter's future with Summers' company hanging in the balance. And now she has to choose, give up her entire empire to Victor or keep the company and face prison time because she won't hand over Matt Clark. What is she going to do? Remember when Victor locked a guy in a dungeon, or when he faked his own death to teach his kids a lesson? Yeah, Victor's moral compass is basically a roulette wheel that always lands on whatever benefits Victor. And seeing him apply that to Phyllis right now is just terrifying. Let's talk about the implications of this for a second, because if Phyllis hands Matt over to Victor, Victor is going to kill him. We all know that. Victor has already vowed lethal revenge. He's not going to call the cops. He's going to have his security team make Matt disappear. And Phyllis will be an accessory to murder. Does she even realize that? She's so blinded by her hatred for Victor and her desperation to beat Christine that she's literally brokering a hit on a human being. I mean, sure, Matt is a monster, but still. And what about Nick? He was standing right there. He just heard his father essentially agree to purchase a human being from his ex-wife. How is Nick going to react to this? We know his mental state is completely fragile right now. If Victor takes Matt out, does Nick feel relief, or does it push him further down the drug spiral because he feels powerless? My brain is spinning with theories. And don't even get me started on Christine Blair. The bug is back, and she is out for blood. The fact that she is using this AI-generated evidence, which she probably doesn't even realize is fake because she's so blinded by her decades-long hatred of Phyllis, is just wild. Christine thinks she finally has the nail in Phyllis's coffin. But if Victor drops the charges because of this Matt Clark trade, Christine's head is going to explode. I kind of want to see that, not going to lie. Honestly, I am dreading the fallout of this, but I also cannot look away. The writers are giving us everything right now. High-stakes corporate blackmail, kidnapping, drug addiction, family legacy drama. It's like the golden era of Y&R all over again. I just need Phyllis to figure a way out of this without losing Summers Corp, but I don't see how she does it. Victor holds all the cards. He always does. It's frustrating, it's infuriating, but God, it makes for good TV. Am I the only one who thinks Michael needs a vacation after this? The poor guy is caught between his best friend who is committing multiple felonies and a billionaire who treats the law like a suggestion. Give Michael a spa day, please. Anyway, I need to go try to calm down and get some sleep, but I doubt I'll be able to. This show has me in a chokehold right now. Let me know what you guys think. Is Phyllis going to take the deal? Will Matt get his memory back and escape before Victor gets him? Let's discuss